Welcome in on this beautiful Halloween day here at Lone Peak High School. We have round 2 of high school football action. A rematch of week 5. But what a beautiful day to play some football. I'm Brad Searle, pleased to be joined with Brian on the call. Brian, you were at this last game. Give us your thoughts of what Farmington needs to do to come out here to be successful tonight.
Well, it's going to be a great rematch, Brad, and I think part of that reason is because you've got two squads that are healthy, as they've been healthier than they were when they met up previously. The big thing for Farmington, they've got their signal caller back. I'm so excited for this game. I can't even get my words out. But Will Peterson is at the helm at quarterback. He adds a real dynamic element to this offense. I think that defense is still stingy as ever. You know, you've got Easton Hunt out there, who's done a great job for them all year. Look for Ty Runyon to make some plays. But really, it's about Will Peterson and that offense, Drew Love having his signal caller back to lead a more dynamic element and hopefully keep up with the arms race that is that Lone Peak offense.
And we're ready for kickoff. That ball is up and through the end zone. We'll start off with a touchback here, Lone Peak High School. Brian, this Farmington team is coming in on a 2-win streak. They've got some confidence. They've looked a lot better in the last half of the season. I asked Coach, what is the difference that you think the last couple of games, the first couple of games? And he said, really, it's confidence and we understand each other better. And let's see if Will Peterson and this Farmington offense can get things started.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more with that.
Got Love in the backfield. Motions Fia. Short little run up the middle for a pickup of 3 on that carry.
Yeah, just a nice, easy handoff to number 2, Drew Love there. Just kind of a tone setter. Let your offensive line get some hits in, move the ball a little bit, help you stay on schedule. You don't want to turn the ball over early against this Lone Peak defense. They are aggressive, and they will take advantage.
Yeah, this Lone Peak or this Farmington offense is going to have to play near perfect against this tough and resilient Lone Peak defense. Peterson back, he puts that ball up. Fia, in and out of the hands of Kava Fia. I like the test from Will Peterson on that pass.
Yeah, he puts it in a spot where Fia can come back to it. Kind of would have liked him to put it a little bit more out there, but it's an early throw. They're just trying to find a rhythm, but it was a nice job there by Toatele Afu to defend the play, knock the ball out. And listen, they've got some long, aggressive defenders in that secondary, Brad. This could be a story for the length of the game.
One of those linebackers in the backfield is Tony Grimmer. We'll get to him a little bit as we get in the game.
Yes, we
but
will.
He is an absolute stud on this night defense. Short little pass out to Hamblin. Let's see where they spot the ball. It looks like that's going to be enough for Phoenix first down.
It sure does, and it was just a great job by Hamblin there on the second effort. And secures the football, something that we tend to watch these high school players forget. Got to make the catch. Then you can get the yak. He does a great job of getting just past the sticks and helping Farmington get that first down.
Peterson looking confident in the backfield. He has Love to the backside. And here they come. He's looking. He surveys. He tucks that ball. And he maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a pickup of 1 on that keeper.
Yeah, and there he is right there. The Grimmer Reaper, as the family likes to call him. But Tony Grimmer is really the straw that stirs the drink with this defense. He leads the team in tackles. He leads the teams in TFLs. He is an outstanding defensive player. And while you may not see his name associated with the major colleges, I promise you he is that caliber of a player right now today.
Yeah, I saw his mother. She had a shirt on in the stands, so I had to go talk to her, and I said, okay, Mom, what kind of a kid is he? Because he is mean and vicious out on this field. And Grandma and Grandpa stepped right in and said he is the nicest kid in the whole entire world. As Love carries here to the near side and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that is maybe the epitome of this Lone Peak program. Great kids off the field, absolute demons on it. You can see it right there, number 21, Toa Tanuvasa coming up from the secondary, making the tackle. That's a play that they want to run Drew Love to try and get those corners, get that advantage, get outside. You see, we're seeing some of that shift motion where they're moving two guys at once. You're wondering why it's not illegal motion. It's because they have to stay set for a count. Let's see what they have dialed up here for third down, though.
Does they put Love out in motion to the far side. Short little pass here to Hamlin. He cuts up the middle. He's got about 13 yards on that carry, and that's exactly what the Phoenix needed to keep things rolling.
100%. It's a nice little screen pass. You see a great tunnel there by the offensive line. Coach Dusty McQuivy always has this group ready to go. They may not match up head-to-head in terms of the size column, but he will find ways to get his guys an advantage. They do it just there and pick up another first down. If they get an explosive play here in the next little bit, Brad, this could turn into a scoring drive for Farmington. That would be huge.
Double pass here. Fia. Look at, he's scrambling. He's coming to the near side. Just dodging guys. Finally brought down. It's going to be a loss of about 7 on that play.
Cameraman Doug saw it. I think everybody else in the stadium saw the double pass coming. Just too many guys in coverage. Fia does the right thing, pulls the ball down, tries to make something out of it, just not able to escape that nightmare defense out there for the Lone Peak Knights. You know, it is a black swarm with those black uniforms, and it is definitely all-encompassing.
Brings up a second down and 16 for the Phoenix. Love rolls out to the left side. Oh, he's got his guy open over on that side of the field. Picks up 5 on that carry. It looks like Tanner Nilsson with the reception.
He's brought down by Kenan Pula and Tavita Monga.
Yeah, great job on the connection there. You can see the playmaking ability of Will Peterson as he rolls out there, finds his receiver. And biggest news of all is it gets him back on schedule. They're here third and a little under long. I don't know if we really have a specific designation, but you still have most of your playbook in play, and that's good news for Coach Fia and his team.
They run Burton in motion. Little pass, and that ball is intercepted by Lone Peak. And this could go all the way. Tavita Munga to the house. Lone Peak on the board first.
Saw it all the way, steps in front of the pass, and he is off to the house party in the north end zone. Tavita Munga setting the tone here for the Lone Peak Knights early with the pick 6. And that is a fantastic touchdown after interception.
Boy, I saw him catch that pass, and I looked up ahead, and all I saw was green. What a fantastic play by Tavita Monga. Skin Science is the presenting sponsor of Lone Peak football. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Visit www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now. That kick is up and good. 7:31 left in the first quarter. Knights up 7 over the Phoenix. Welcome back into Lone Peak High School as they take an impressive lead 7-0 here in the first quarter. I want to take the time to thank one of our sponsors, Kessler Allaire. For a range of reasons, call Kessler Allaire Insurance Services. We're grateful for all of our Lone Peak sponsors that help support and make this football program go. That ball's up. Farmington with a touchback will start back out on their 20. Brian, they're right back where they started. What does the Phoenix need to do to get things rolling here in the first quarter?
Well, I'll lean on my favorite fictional coach of all time, Ted Lasso. Be a goldfish. Flush that one down. Forget about it. As far as they're concerned, it's 0-0, and they're just going out to start another drive. And for Will Peterson, look, whatever the mistake was, we're not going to worry about it now. We've got to play forward, so we're going to get right back on schedule, get right back to what we were doing previously. They need to find ways to get to the edge and try and break an explosive play.
Hands off to Peterson, and he is met right there. There he is, Tony Grimmer.
And no surprise there is the Grimmer Reaper is there to end the dreams that Drew Love might have had, trying to get outside on that one. And that is the hard part about a turnover like that. It energizes this Lone Peak defense. It's almost like manna from heaven for them. They thrive off the turnover game. You do not want to give them any more motivation.
Peterson looks, short little pass, and just not on the same page.
Intended for number 37, Isaac York. Justin Thayer defending.
Trying to find Isaac York out there, kind of their H-back move guy, and just not able to connect on that one. And for Peterson, the important part is, again, you have to forget about the interception. What's done is done. Try and focus on everything going forward. But right now, Phoenix in 3rd and long. This is a tough situation. You just want to be smart with the football. Try and live to play another play.
And it looks like a little bit of confusion on the Farmington side. Looks like Coach Fiafia is going to take his first timeout. And we'll take one as well here on the KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back into Lone Peak High School, where the Phoenix trailed by 7. Be 3rd down and 11 for the Farmington Phoenix on the 19-yard line. Love in the backfield, twin receivers to each side. A lot of time in the pocket, short little pass. He's got his guy Gavin Burton over the middle. Great reception for a first down for the Phoenix.
And sometimes we don't talk about it enough on the broadcast, but the spacing, you see the wide receivers flared out wide, inside guys spaced just perfectly. It's enough to get that defense to have to really loosen up. You see Will Peterson finds a seam, connects with his guy. It's enough to get him the first down, and better yet, we've talked about confidence already a lot. Gives him some confidence moving forward.
It was impressive. Peterson had plenty of time in that pocket with that offensive line. Looks to throw again. He rolls out here to the near side, and once again intercepted. It looks like that's number 25, Kingston Schroeshine, and we'll call his name a lot tonight.
Yeah, we're going to call it a lot tonight and a lot in the future. He's just a freshman, but he's incredibly impressive. He's the kind of guy that has just gotten more and more confident as the season has worn on. And you see him making a very confident play there. He's able to snatch the ball out. You think normally if you go high, your receiver should be able to go up and get it. And that one, the receiver's not able to complete the play. Schroeshine is. And now you give this Lone Peak offense their first opportunity to show what they have.
See the first opportunity for this Lone Peak offense. Hands off right up the middle. Pickup of about 4 on that. Looked like that was Isaac Fanu on that.
Kepa gives to number 26, Isaac Fanua.
Yeah, Fanua, a younger player for this Lone Peak team, but has started to get a little more action as they've had to deal with personnel changes and injuries and things of that nature. But he is an explosive runner. Excuse me, I say he's a younger player. He's a senior, but he is explosive.
They go right up here on this side to Barney, and we've got a flag on the play. And Brian, who do you see out on that field? It's been a while on that offensive side.
Well, it's Tate Barney, and he was a guy that I wasn't sure was going to play today, but he's a difference maker. He was a difference maker the last time Rewind was down here for a game. And really, when he runs well, this offense goes.
Boy, he runs like a bulldozer north and south.
Unfortunate on that one is they get the holding penalty. I believe it was one of the outside guys, because offensive linemen never hold, Brad.
Never.
We just want to give hugs. That's it.
There was a hug being given on this Halloween day. Kepa in the backfield.
Second down, 15.
See motions Woolley across. He looks to throw. In and out of the hands of Jaron Pula. And, boy, you just don't see that a lot from Pula.
You really don't, but I think there is a lot to take away from a healthy Kepa Niumatalolo out there. You see the ability he has to get outside. He throws an accurate ball. It's why he's been so highly thought of locally and why so many people love him as a quarterback. Hits his receiver right where he's supposed to. For whatever reason, Pula just not able to reel it in, and both of the Pula twins are super impressive. You rarely see that happen. For Farmington, it could be an opportunity.
Niumatalolo back in. It's been 5-6 games since we've seen him. Short little pass to Barney. Barney cuts over and gets run over by his own lineman and brought down around the 42-yard line.
Yeah, a friendly fire situation as he actually is ahead of his offensive lineman, which is a little unique for a screenplay. It does look like Lone Peak may try to go for it here. I think we got a heavy package coming in for Farmington. A good opportunity to try and get a stop here and get the ball back with good field position.
Kepa making some changes at the line. Barney to his right. Takes that snap, gives it right back to him, and there he goes, right up this side. He steps out. Is that going to be enough for the first down? Ooh, that is going to be close.
It is
our side, their side. That is going to be tough.
Well, and the hard part about it is Tate Barney was still on his feet when he stepped out of bounds. I think it was just a sideline awareness thing, and listen, I'm not going to criticize a kid like that at all. He's trying to make a play. It's just unfortunate, and
Coach,
we're too far removed to make a judgment on the spot call, but that is a huge, huge stop for that Farmington defense.
And the Farmington Phoenix come out for their third series here on offense. Let's see if they can get things rolling. They haven't got past the 50-yard line yet.
39-yard line. First and 10, Phoenix.
Peterson gives right back, cuts right up the middle, and Love picks up a good little 4 or 5 yards on that play, and that's what the Phoenix needs to do.
It really is. They just need to possess the football right now and grind down that defense, but it's a tall task. You can see early on in the play the offensive linemen trying to identify guys. They move around a ton. They stunt. They shift. They put guys in weird places. Coach Denny does a fantastic job with his defense here at Lone Peak.
Same little pass out there to Kava Fiafia, and then he loses that ball and he turns it over, and Lone Peak picks that up. That is a nightmare scenario for the Farmington Phoenix, no pun intended, on this Halloween day.
Well, it's all tricks and no treats out there for the Farmington offense. As you see, Kava Fiafia makes a great reception, turns upfield and just drops the football. Credit to the Lone Peak defender for knocking it out, but it's another critical turnover, and now you're putting your defense back up against it in a deficit. That's a tough situation for that Farmington offense to leave their defense with.
We'd like to thank another one of our sponsors, Johnston Law. It starts up front with a winning team. Johnston Law has been helping businesses succeed at every stage for over 15 years. Call or text today at 801-980-5300 and mention Lone Peak Wins. And Brian, as mentioned before, Kepa, it's been a few minutes since he's been out on the field. What does he need to do to get back in that rhythm and kind of the groove on this Lone Peak offense?
Well, the first thing is to not get a delayed game penalty. I don't think that's necessarily his fault, but it really is just taking it slow, figuring things out, making sure you're handing the ball off well, doing the little things in execution. For Lone Peak, they've already got the advantage. You don't need to make a big play. So the handoff to Fanua there for 3-4 yards, that's plenty. And realistically, I know I sound like a stereotypical offensive lineman. If they can just run the ball steadily, they'll be fine today.
We have 3:34 left in the first quarter, 2nd down and 8 for the Knights. Brings home in motion. Goes right back there to Fanua, and he picks up about 4 or 5 on that carry.
Fanua really able to get outside there off of a really fantastic block by Bot Mulutalo, highly rated tackle prospect. You can see him on the left side headed to BYU, just mashes the defender to the ground. I know the defender was looking for a flag for something, but that's physicality. That's football.
That's football. Bring up a short 3rd down and 3. Kepa, little play action out here to the near side, and he's got his receiver, Thomas Harrigan, senior receiver for the Knights.
Well, we talk a lot about the Pula twins, but there's a slew of wide receivers who do a great job there. You see one of them, Seth Woolley, another guy who's able to make passes for this team. They're just so multidimensional offensively, and I think we talk about what does Kepa need to do. Just trust his guys. And you see it there. They're able to get the first down.
First down on the 36. Kepa under center. Hands right off to Sean Tahi. And a great stop for that Phoenix defense. Gavin Burton on the stop.
Yeah, Gavin Burton, the leading tackler for this Farmington defense, and you can tell he's fired up to finally get on the ledger. Wants to make plays. He's the leader of this defense in more ways than just tackling. And that was a big, big stop for that Farmington offense. They've done admirably so far in the run game. No massive gains. That has to continue now.
I mean, we're 1:47 left in the first quarter, and I don't think the Pula twins have a reception, do they?
Should have had at least one, right?
Yeah, it was in and out of the hands of one, and that's Tahi again. Pickup of about 4 on that carry.
And that's trying to utilize that athleticism of Kepa on that one. You see the speed option, pitches it to Tahi, and Tahi's able to stretch it and pick up 6-7 yards, as we hear over the loudspeakers here. Really what it leads out, 3rd and about 4. We call it 3rd and average. 3rd and brown bear, as I like to say. It's okay to be average as long as you finish strong.
Kepa hands off, goes right back to Barney, and he is gone. Touchdown, Lone Peak Knights. What an impressive run by Tate Barney.
Well, there's nothing average about Tate Barney as he takes it to the outside. And whether or not someone tried to stop him, he was headed for the end zone. He rumbles his way into that north end zone and scores another 6 for the Lone Peak Knights as they go up 13-0 here in the first quarter, pending that PAT.
Barker to attempt that PAT. Kick is up, kick is good, and that puts up Lone Peak 14-0 over the Farmington Phoenix. 1:15 left in the first quarter. We will step aside here on the KSL Sports Rewind.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top-tier educational experience in aesthetics, including the finest facility, the most comprehensive curriculum, and a team of highly experienced professionals. We take pride in our fun and exciting culture to give our students a positive learning environment while training on the best machinery the industry has to offer. We ensure our graduates not only receive the best education, but also step into their careers with confidence thanks to our robust job placement support. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Our monthly start dates and financial aid opportunities make it easy to jump in. Visit our website at www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now.
We've got 1:09 left in the first quarter. Peterson hands off to Love. Love cuts up this right, slips down and picks up 2 yards on that carry.
And that's a real great play to really diagnose the discrepancy between these two teams in terms of the trenches. You see a hole open up there for a brief moment, and then it closes so quickly. Lone Peak able to close and fill those gaps. That's part of what makes it such a great defense.
Got a 3rd down and 8. 3 receivers here to the near side. Short little screen pass and taken right down by number 91, Bridger Dunn, the junior defensive lineman.
Well, you done did it right there because he recognized the play, sniffed it out immediately. Was almost playing decoy there as he waits for Drew Love to catch the pass, tackles him immediately. And for Farmington,
it looks like that is going to be the last play of the quarter. Lone Peak 14, the Farmington Phoenix still yet to get on the board. We'll be right back here on the KSLSports.com. Welcome back into Lone Peak High School. Looks like that wasn't the end of the first quarter. They've got 1 second left up on the scoreboard, just enough for the Phoenix to punt this ball away. Short little kick, bounces, takes a Phoenix bounce, and they jump on it about the 46-yard line. And that will be the end of the first quarter. We'll take this time and thank a number of our sponsors here for Lone Peak football. National Auto Plaza, where you can find the best deals on the best cars, trucks, and SUV with our legendary $3,500 rebates. Also like to thank PKJ Design Group, landscape architects and planners, quality, innovative, and environmental design. Thank you, PKG, for your sponsorship of the Lone Peak football program. Well, Brian, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for the Farmington Phoenix. What do they need to do to get back into this second quarter action?
But the biggest thing is just cut down on the self-inflicted errors. You talked about it. It's 3 turnovers. They're lucky almost in a way to only be down 14-0 right now. If you can cut down on those self-inflicted mistakes, that should help a lot.
He's got Thomas Harrigan in motion. He hands off to number 26, Isaac Fanua. Pickup of about 7 on that carry.
Yeah, Fanua's done a really good job in the return game this year. He's had a few, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's had a couple of special teams touchdowns, but you can see that he adds a nice dynamic to the Thunder of Tate Barney with a little bit of lightning, a little bit more juice. And again, we've talked about it already on the broadcast, and I'll continue to emphasize the point. As long as Lone Peak runs the football, they should be fine.
2nd down and 4. Keppa aired it out. He's got his guy down the middle. Touchdown, Jarapula.
Like I said, run the ball, you should be fine, right? Wrong. You have the Pulas out there, and it's a beautiful rainbow throw. Pula reels it in, and not even the goalpost can tackle him on that one. Just a delightful touchdown throw from Kepanime Tolu for the touchdown.
Touchdown pass.
Parker out to attempt the PAT. And that ball is snapped. It's picked up And he's finally taken down on a failed attempt for the Lone Peak Knights.
Did not make it, even after a valiant try from Tony Grimmer.
Yeah,
That was impressive. That was quick. They do not need a lot of time out there on that field to make things happen.
Well, and that's the scary part about having the Pulas out there. Kenna and Jerem do such a good job of beating defenders one-on-one. And if you're Farmington, you're trying to stay man up to stop that run game, and it leaves you susceptible to those big plays. It's a great call by Coach Brockbank. Takes advantage of the matchup, and just like that, they're up another 6 here early in the second quarter, and that's the kind of score and the kind of play that really demoralizes a defense. And I mentioned it already. I know sometimes I can sound like a broken record, but you continually put your defense into tough situations. It does take a toll, especially with these younger kids. And so for Farmington right now, they need to get their big play going, just like Lone Peak did, in order to stay into it. And we'll see what Will Peterson and his group are able to do.
I want to thank another one of our Lone Peak sponsors, doTERRA. doTERRA is a proud sponsor of the Lone Peak football. doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. That'll be another touchback.
That kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. Phoenix take over.
I'd like to thank another one of our Lone Peak sponsors, Tiny Hero, a Utah nonprofit giving families hope and help when their baby is born with CDH. They provide support, grants, and a community standing with them every step of the way. Visit tinyhero.org to learn more.
From the 20-yard line.
From the 20-yard line, the Phoenix will start. Peterson hands off, goes right to Love. He shakes up that middle, picks up about 3 on that carry.
And if you're watching at home, or if you're a Farmington fan that wasn't able to make it out, you're wondering, why still run the ball? There's 3 more quarters to play. You need to wear down that defense. You need to try and get them thinking about everything. You can't just go right back to the throw game and try and get a big play immediately. Try to stay within your game plan, slowly chip away at that lead, and hopefully something breaks in your favor.
Peterson takes a snap, once again goes right back to Love. And that Lone Peak defense is right there with pickup of about 2.5 on that carry.
Yeah, every yard against this squad is hard earned. You see that Farmington doing the smart thing here, going tempo, trying to take advantage of that.
Yeah, a couple games ago when they played the Davis Darts on that Friday night, one of the most impressive things about the Phoenix offense was their offensive line. They've got to have that type of performance like they did a couple of Fridays ago to open up those gaps for Love to run that ball. Peterson tucks that ball, he carries, and he picks up enough for a Phoenix first down.
Will Peterson with the quarterback keeper.
And I like that decision by Will Peterson. He's got a blocker out in front of him, so he knows he's rushed, which means they have to rush in lanes and keep even so that they don't create wrinkles. And Will Peterson just adding an extra dynamic to it with that rush.
Apologize if we've had some technical difficulties here on the computer. I think we've got the video up and running again.
Number 6, Keller.
Incomplete pass.
Defending on the play.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10 for the Phoenix.
It didn't look like Peterson and his wide receiver were on the same page with that one. Peterson had already thrown the ball before the receiver came out of the break. And for that one, again, we talk about Farmington, limit the self-inflicted stuff as much as you can.
2 receivers here to the near side. We've got some laundry out on that field. So that's going to set back the Phoenix 5 yards.
Ball start, offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty.
Want to
Still 2nd down.
take this time to thank our officials, our UHSAA officials, for calling the game. Our head referee, Scott Maxfield, our umpire, Craig Mitchell, line judge, Trent Allred, our linesman, TJ Sutherland, and our back judge, Todd Lyman from KSL Sports Rewind, we say thank you for putting up with a lot of us that love to be armchair quarterbacks. Nice little pass over the middle and a big hit by Grimley, which is going to draw him a penalty for talking too much. Brian, this brings up a great point. I told you I was talking to his mother before, and Tony Grimmer, I asked his mother, I'm like, what kind of guy is he? You know, and Grandma and Grandpa come in and said, oh, he was the nicest kid possible. His real name is Anton. It's an Icelandic name on it, and his grandpa was real proud. But something that was impressive about Tony Grimmer, he has dyslexia, and he has to work for everything that this young man has. He has a 4.0 GPA, and he received a 30 on the ACT. What an impressive story by Tony Grimmer.
And I think it's what you're speaking to is his effort, his attitude, his aggression, and it just spilled over a little bit as he got in the face of the offensive player there. Ends up being an automatic first down, and you hate to see that kind of call. Listen, you talked about armchair quarterbacks. I never want to be an armchair referee. I got a tough enough job as it is, but that gets Farmington a first down and a little bit of momentum here.
Peterson carries up, picks up about 2 or 3
Will Peterson with
on that carry, bring up second down and 8 for the Phoenix.
And to that end, you know, we've talked a lot about Tony Grimmer. I think we're both big fans. You know, his family is a massive fan section of his. You'll take that kind of play because you want that kind of player. You want his aggression. You want his attitude. And you see it pay forward on the very next play as they limited to a 2-yard gain. Will Peterson had some space.
Yeah, I talked to his mom, and I says, well, so is Grim Reaper? Oh, almost intercepted. But I said, is Grim Reaper, did Moose make up that name? He says, no, that's what we call him throughout the house is the Grim Reaper. And some of their family members, actually, they made some shirts that has number 9, the Reaper, on the back, and their family dressed up today as the Grim Reapers.
Well, he sets the tone for this defense, and you saw it on that play right there. They are out to turn dreams into nightmares for this Farmington offense, and they have been fantastic at it so far today.
Peterson surveys, short little pass. He's got a receiver there. Looks like that's Hamblin with the catch, which will move the chains for the Farmington Phoenix.
Well, I have to apologize to Chase Hamblin. I do previews on social media, and I did not shout him out earlier. I should have because he's been outstanding so far this game. Finds the soft spot. The defense, Will Peterson delivers the strike. That gets a critical first down. And for everybody who loves to complain about announcers calling every first down critical, they all matter.
They all matter. Chase Hamblin, great two-sport athlete, just a phenomenal basketball player as well. Sends Fia in motion. Peterson under a lot of pressure, and he is taken down by that Lone Peak defense. And once again, that is the Grim Reaper calling on Halloween.
Yeah, he's knocking doors with his sheath. And on that one, Will Peterson, lucky that he had a receiver nearly in the area as Drew Love had started to sneak out of the backfield. Otherwise, it would have been an intentional grounding, I think. Even then, it might have been a little bit questionable. The pressure came in so fast for Lone Peak.
We got to have somebody do us an AI figure of an Icelandic Grim Reaper for Tony Peterson. Second down and 10, short little pass, and that's picked up right away by that Lone Peak defense. Reception made by Drew Love.
Yeah, Grimmer again on the tackle, and you see his ability to roam sideline to sideline, make plays in the open field. I think it's part of why we've shown him so much love on the broadcast. But on the flip side of it, it's this Farmington offense that continually seems to find itself in tough situations, but manages to convert. This is the best field position they've had all day at the 35-yard line. They can convert here. It would be massive.
Got 2 receivers here to the near side. Love in the backfield. Peterson plenty of time. He's got Hamblin cutting through the middle. Picks up just enough for another Phoenix first down, and they are moving the chains.
I think it's the second or third time now on this drive alone they've converted on third down, and for all the accolades that we've given, all the praise, I should say, we're going to Lone Peak, having a little bit of a hard time getting stops on third down. You know, we've seen 3 turnovers already, but they really need to get a third down conversion, or stop allowing third down conversions.
Hamblin here to the near side. Pass out to Fiafia. He bobbles it, juggles, picks up 7 or 8. And these are the short little chunks of play that the Phoenix need to be making to move that ball.
I mean, that's a great gain on first down, and it's something we talked about a little bit earlier on the broadcast. Secure the catch first. Kala Fiafia does a great job making sure he has the ball before he tries to get upfield, and it allows them to get the 8 yards rather than having to deal with an incompletion.
Peterson, plenty of time in that pocket. He's got a guy up in the middle, and that is they've got him down at the 1 yard line. Tanner Nelson with a nice reception will put him first and goal on the half-yard line for the Phoenix.
I don't know how many pairs of hands that ball went through before it found Tanner Nielsen's. It looks from our vantage point that he got across. Officials rule him down at the 1. Regardless, for Farmington, that's a big play, an explosive play that they need to put themselves right next to the goal line and an opportunity to go get 6.
As they bring Bennett, the lone receiver, will single coverage here to the near side. Love pounds, drives, and gets in for a Phoenix touchdown.
Phoenix pick up 6.
Love wins, especially when you hand it off to Drew Love as he drives his way into the end zone behind a great push from that Farmington offensive line. That's a big score and a big answer for the Farmington Phoenix as they score their first touchdown of the day here in the second quarter. 6 points on the board pending the PAT.
5:10 left in the second quarter. Behind and out for the extra PAT. It is up and good.
PAT is good by number 11, Jackson Bainan.
Lone Peak 20. Phoenix has put 7 on the board. We'll be right back here on the KSL Sports Rewind.
Phoenix 7.
With a Tab Spend checking account, you earn big rewards. It's hard to not make a scene.
Cash or card?
Oh, my card's right here.
That's a big card.
You should see how much it's earned me. Sorry, Grandma. Tab Spend isn't just another checking account. It's packed with benefits.
How do I get one?
Just scan this QR code or go to tabbank.com. It's all online and super easy to get started.
Welcome back into Lone Peak High School. 5:10 left here in the second quarter. And the Phoenix get up on the board. What an impressive drive by the Farmington Phoenix.
It really was. We were talking about that off camera a little bit. Took a ton of time off the clock. You're keeping that Lone Peak offense off the field.
A little onside kick, and it's recovered. Did it go the 10 yards? It went the 10 yards, and Phoenix recovers the onside kick. Love that call from Coach Fiafia.
Well, you talk about playing to win and not to lose. Coach Fiafia calls the onside kick. We've got some discussion here. We're going to let the officials figure this one out. There is a Lone Peak coach on the sideline that seems
Coach
to think
Broadbank's out there.
Yeah.
Trying to get some answers on that.
Trying to lobby, and I'm not sure what it is. If they thought that the offensive or the Farmington player touched the ball before it traveled the 10 yards, but it was a great job by the Farmington Phoenix catching Lone Peak off guard. Yep.
Farmington possession.
There it
I
is.
think Coach Brockbank's going to need an explanation on this. That ball traveled 13 yards from where the kickoff was. I didn't get the number. I want to say that was number 84, Ty Runyon, who picked up that ball. Hopefully, Ty, we're giving you credit where credit's due.
I would not be surprised if it was Ty Runyon. He finds a way to make an impact on this game, whether it's on defense or offense, but Great job scouting it. Great call by Coach Fiafia and his staff. Great execution. That's the kind of play that Farmington needed to get back into this game. They're right back out on offense, and they can essentially kill most of the clock while trying to get a score here in the second quarter.
And Brian, what do you think Coach Brockbank is trying to discuss with the official? Did you see anything on that offsides?
The only thing I can think of is that he's either got a critique with the alignment out there in terms of how guys were aligned, or that it didn't travel far enough before the player actually touched it. And so there are rules in terms of how many guys you have on each side. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he's lobbying hard, and understandably so. This is a momentum-changing play in a bunch of regards. Not only do you get the ball back, you get a chance to score again. They can have this discussion all they want. I don't think this call is going to get turned over as much as Coach Brockbank wants to lobby.
Yeah, and this is going to give the Phoenix great starting field possession.
And he's having a conversation with the side judge about how the guy was kicking the ball.
Or something is what he's referring to.
But I think the reality is that's frustration from a play that was executed so well by Farmington.
Brings up a first down and 10 on the 47. Peterson, plenty of time in the pocket. Rolls up, has his receiver there. That's Nilsson again for another first down for the Phoenix.
Yeah, listen, Will Peterson's done a great job of flushing those two interceptions down the drain and just getting back to business. He's rolling outside the pocket, finds his receiver. He's got great feel for where the line of scrimmage is. You know, I was in the back of my mind, I was saying, just go. He finds the receiver, picks up the first down.
Yeah, as you were mentioned before, Brian, that's the third or fourth time that they've thrown that pass. Short 7-8 yard pass. Here comes the Lone Peak pressure. And that ball is caught by Drew Love, gets him right back at the line of scrimmage. Peterson lucky he didn't take a sack because that defense was rolling.
And that's the part about a Coach Denny coached defense. The pressure comes from everywhere. He's been doing this for years. They move guys around. They send pressure from weird angles, different people bringing it. You always have to be aware. Peterson does a good job of just limiting the damage on that play.
Peterson throws back over here. That's Kava Fiafia. He's got a great block, and Fiafia is in for a touchdown, but we have got a penalty back here, and that touchdown is probably coming back, Brian.
Yeah, if you're hearing a lot of boos, it's not just because it's Halloween. Fans saw an early hold on that one. I have a feeling that's what the call is going to be as well. And when you're out there in space, you just can't wrap your arms around a defender no matter how light it might seem or temporary or anything like that. And again, it's one of those, it's a play that you wish you could have back. Because in the moment, you're trying to make a great play, and just a little too much, and that brings back what was a beautiful touchdown throw and run. Sorry, touchdown catch and run by Drew Love.
Brings up now a big second down for the Phoenix.
Not only does it wipe that touchdown off the board, but it really backs this offense up. They're back to where they originally started the drive. They've done a good job of converting third and long, but you have to get a good chunk out of this one.
3:57 left in the third quarter. Love behind Peterson. The play action. Oh, he's under pressure. He rolls out to the right. He's got his receiver in and out of the hands of Fiafia for an incomplete pass. Boy, there was 2 or 3 guys on Kava Fiafia on that.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure coming from that direction. Couldn't quite get a number. It looked like it was somebody from the outside. Now for Farmington, a third and very long. This may break that streak of third down conversions that they had going all the way back to the previous drive.
Peterson, short little pass. Oh, in and out of the hands of Gavin Burton, which will bring up a fourth down for the Phoenix. And Brian, if you're Coach Fiafia, what do you do?
But on this one, you have no choice. Had the pass been completed, then I think you have a conversation about going for it on 4th down. That's probably why they called the play that they did. This one, 4th and so long, you're better off just punting and hoping that you can limit that Lone Peak offense to a 3 and out or some kind of turnover. You haven't had many of those bounce in your favor. But also here, they need to make sure they get the snap and punt away.
So Isaac Fanua back to receive. Nice high kick. Oh, and it takes a Lone Peak. Oh! Touch it clear back on the 14, 15-yard line is where they spot. Will be a first down on the 15-yard line for the Lone Peak Knights.
For all the avid golfers out there, I tell you, go find a high school punter if you need to round out your foursome, as they hit the best lob shots that you'll ever find. On the play previous, it bounced against Farmington, bounced towards them. That one bounces away from Lone Peak, gets them a few additional yards, but nevertheless, still pinned back inside the 20, and for this Farmington defense, an opportunity to go make a play.
Yeah, if my 60-degree wedge was good as that, boy, I'd be a whole different golfer.
That's right. You and me both.
That ball goes right in the hands of Sean Tahi. Pickup of 3 on the carry.
And this is the luxury of having the Pula twins out there and just the bevy of wide receiver talent with Kepa being back. You can afford to run the ball. You can milk the clock as much as possible. You can just possess the football. You don't want to give Farmington another chance to get a score before half. As it looks like we've got a...
Fia's got, looks like maybe some blood on his elbow. He's got to get taken care of. That's big.
It is, because he's a two-way player for a reason. He does a great job on both sides of the ball. So you may wonder if Lone Peak tries to take advantage of a different safety
coming
out there.
into the game, Fia, I want to say, had 80 tackles on the season. They go out here to Jaron Pula out on the near side. Picks up enough for a first down for the Lone Peak Knights.
And you see they're giving him plenty of space to work there. Ty Runyon allowing a ton of cushion. And you can understand why. He comes to close. Pula just puts a straight arm and puts him to the ground. Luckily, Runyon able to push him out of bounds, but it was an easy pitch and catch for the Lone Peak Knights.
2:52 remaining in the second quarter. We've got some whistles. It looks like Coach Broadbank has called a timeout. Want to talk it over with his Lone Peak offense. We'll step aside as well here on the KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back in. 2:52 remaining in the second quarter. First and 10 for the Knights. Let's see if they don't take a couple of shots. Kappa keeps. He brings it up onto this near side. Ducks his shoulder and picks up a 3 on the carry.
Yeah, it was a hard-earned 3. As you see, there's a lot of misdirection in the backfield there. You even saw Jaron Pula with his hands up trying to avoid a block in the back potentially, and kept it a little ginger as he walks back to the huddle there.
Coach Broadbank said they went 1v1 almost the last 2 weeks. They played against each other harder than they probably played all season in practice. A few little scuffles, a lot of competition out on the field. He was excited to get this team back out on the field.
You got to stay sharp, and that's a great way to do it.
Kappa with the keep, picks up 3. Looks like Coach Broadbank is looking to burn a little bit of that clock with 1:56 remaining.
Brings up 3rd down and 5 for the Knights.
3rd down and 5 for the Knights. Kappa keeps, goes right over to Thomas Harrogate for a pickup of about 7 or 8, and more importantly, another first down for the Knights.
Yeah, and listen, Lone Peak can take their time up until you cross certain point, and you see right there, now they're going to go no huddle. Now they're going to pick it up a little bit. And why wouldn't you? You've got so many explosive players out there.
Kappa, plenty of time. Short little pass out here to Pula. Gets out of bounds to stop the clock. A pickup of about 7 on that reception.
Yeah, he's targeted Jaron Pula a few different times, and every single time he's managed to get 6, 7, 8 and more yards. And the nice part about that, he gets out of bounds, stops that clock with 1:06 left to play, and you can see Lone Peak settling in now to a really good rhythm.
Yeah, and it looks like we haven't seen Kenan Pula out on the field, and looking down, he is sitting down on the bench with his coach with his helmet off. Nice carry by Sean Tahi for a first down for the Knights.
And it's definitely something to monitor with Pula on the bench, but again, this Lone Peak offense, very capable, plenty of weapons.
Kappa, short little pass out here to Tahi. He's got a lot of room. Cuts back up into the middle and finally brought down, and that ball is out. And the ref is saying that he was down before that ball popped out.
Stopped by Weston, Stewart, and Kava via.
See Coach Brockman jumping up and down, asking him to get the clock going, and now the play is going dead. Somebody's taking a timeout.
That's their second timeout of the half.
33 seconds left. We'll try to get a little bit more on Kenapula here at halftime. Haven't seen him out on the field all day. Talked with Coach. Coach thought everybody was good to go and healthy. 33 seconds left, Brian. You got still some star power out there. Your Coach Broadbank, what you drawing up here in the huddle?
Well, he's got a bevy of options. I think that the real enemy for them right now is more the clock and how much time do you take. We've seen a couple plays in a row to Sean Tahi. That's an option. You still have a timeout left, so that kind of limits what you can do in the run game. And so that's where you start looking at some of your other receivers. Can you find something over the middle to Jaron Pula, the big target? Do you try and create something on the outside with Ledger Holmes or one of those guys?
Kappa looking out to the far side, has his guy in and out of the hands. Looked like the intended receiver was Seth Woolley on that reception.
Yeah, Woolley was another one that I was going to mention because he's a big target. He's 6'2", 180, just a junior. Not able to reel that one in. That would have been a perfect play, though. Gets you inside the 20, gets you one more set of downs. You see Woolley come off the field a little gingerly.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to see Kenapula back out on the field.
And not sure
it's good to see here on the far side. His brother Jaron here on the near side. Second down and 10 with 28 seconds left. Just quick little out pass in and out of the hands. That's the second reception that we've seen Jaron Pula drop this first half.
And you see Kepa go Pula to Pula. He looks to Kenan to the outside. There's a 20-yard cushion. They don't want to give up anything deep, so he comes back to the near side. Tries to hit Jaron. It's not just quite right where he needs it, and bobbles that a little bit, not able to reel it in. Farmington has an opportunity to get a stop here. That could really throw a wrench into the drive plans for Lone Peak.
Got 3 receivers to the far side. Jaron Pula here to the near side. Safety back over the top, and he just throws it out here to Tate Barney. Oh, that ball comes out, but out of bounds. And he picks up about 6 on that carry. What a fortunate bounce for the Lone Peak Knights.
Yeah, it's a great play design by Coach Brockbank as he's got tight bunch to the far side of the field. They fake the screen pass out there, come to the near side with the screen play. They've got Jaron Pula trying to pull defenders deep and manages to pick up a decent chunk of yardage there. But got a little case of the fumbles here in the second quarter, does Lone Peak. And Barney, luckily that one bounces out of bounds, but it looks like Coach Brockbank is over here trying to advise the officials on where they should spot it officially.
Keppa's like, let's go, Coach, let's go. Yeah, Tate Barney, great little outlets off these 4 or 5 yard passes. Has 2 reception TDs this year. As they try to figure out where that ball should be spotted.
Just short of first down, 4th and 1 for the Knights.
4th and 1 for the Knights.
Timeout taken by
And
the Knights.
Coach Broadbank takes his final timeout here in the second half, and we'll step aside here on KSLSports.com.
G2G bars.
Welcome back in.
Arrow
13 seconds left remaining in the second quarter. It'll be 4th down and 1 for the Knights. I want to take this time to give one of our great sponsors of Lone Peak football a shout out, Stroformans. Stroformans is a science-based speed and performance training system using state-of-the-art technology and data to train thousands of athletes, and is a proud sponsor of the Lone Peak football team.
Thank you.
Also, G2G, helping busy people eat well when they're on the go. Thank you to all of our Lone Peak sponsors.
Yeah, shout out to the almond oatmeal cookie G2G bar, because it keeps me going on more than a fair number of occasions, more than I care to admit. But
Got Barney, motions him out, empty back set. Kappa got his guy right over the middle. That's Ledger Holmes for a touchdown for the Lone Peak Knights.
To number 7, Ledger Holmes.
Well, it was a great timeout there by Coach Brockbank. You saw some frustration on Kevin Nimetolu's aura, if we will. But it was a smart call. Defender tries to get in front of that football, but he just throws a beautiful ball over the top, finds Ledger Holmes in the end zone, and that is an exclamation point on what has been an outstanding first half for this Lone Peak offense and this Lone Peak football team as a whole. They'll go for 2 here, Brad, and I understand the call if you're Coach Brockbank, because you want to try and get back that extra point that you missed earlier.
Barney set to his left. Kappa hands to Barney. He powers forward, and that Phoenix defense shuts down that 2-point conversion. Great stop for the Farmington defense.
Well, I was never a special teams standout, but I learned one thing from my special teams coordinator at Cypress High School, Cameron Comer. So anytime a defense or an offense scores on you, special teams is an opportunity to show where your heart is. Farmington did that right there with the stop, and I think that speaks highly to what kind of a program this is, what Coach Fiafia has done this year, and where their heart and their mentality is as we go into halftime. Only looks like 8.9 seconds on the clock, so we'll get 1, maybe 2 plays max, but for Farmington, still have a chance to come out here in the second half and make something happen.
I want to give another shout out to one of our Lone Peak sponsors, Reef Capital. Expect the best. 8.9 seconds left is all that's remaining in the second quarter. If anything, Brian, this gives the Farmington team a little bit of that confidence, a little bit of that mojo going into halftime with that great stop down there on that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's so much about feel and vibe sometimes with these high school kids, and if you can have some positive things to point to, that'll help a ton.
Barker puts it on the 1-yard line. Nice carry coming out. And that is
Number 4, Chase.
that's number 4, Chase Hamblin, on a nice, about 37-yard return with about a half a second left on the clock.
It'll be enough time for Farmington to run 1 play, but you can see that I believe it's Kenan Pula out there deep at the safety position. He's almost 30, 40 yards off the field. Lone Peak is going to be prepared for any kind of Hail Mary or anything like that. So I suspect this will be a short play for Farmington, both in time and distance.
Just hands off to Love, cuts up to the right side, finally taken out of bounds. And that will do it for the first half of play, where it's been an impressive performance by the Lone Peak Knights. They lead the Farmington Phoenix 26-7. We'll be back here for second half action here on KSL Sports Rewind. To Lone Peak High School, third quarter action where the Knights lead 26-7 over the Farmington Phoenix. I want to give shout out to one of our sponsors. Skin Science is the presenting sponsor of Lone Peak football. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Visit www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now. The Lone Peak Knights will start over on about the 36-yard line. Tony Grimmer can do it all. Play defense, return the ball. He's been impressive that first half of action. As Kepa brings his squad out onto the field.
From the 36, first and 10, Knights.
Got two in the backfield. Barney, both of them go in motion. Kepa looking for just a little short pass to the outside, and he's got his receiver. It looks like that was Thomas Isaac Vanua with the reception on that. Boy, I love these Lone Peak uniforms, and I love the Lone Peak helmets. Oh, they look fantastic. But next time, they've got to do an outline of white on their numbers for us old people who have a hard time seeing.
You'll hear that complaint a lot from TV people, and that's how you really know that it's not about us, right? Because the kids love those uniforms, love those looks, and realistically, Lone Peak makes it look really good with the stuff that they're doing offensively. Just short stuff, but you're trying to work the outsides, make that Farmington defense work coming out of halftime. They didn't have a ton of on-field action. It was so many turnovers there early for the Phoenix. And so you want to try and wear that defense down a little bit, but also make sure that you're getting your offense the reps that they need.
Brings a 3rd down and 6. Barney in the backfield with Kepa. He's looking to the far side. Puts a beautiful pass up and over. In and out of the hands. Almost caught by Ledger Holmes. That would have been pretty.
And Ledger Holmes would have made an outstanding play. May have had to call Vincent Dana and Jeff up to see if that one would be a rewind top 10. Unfortunately, not able to reel it in, and Farmington gets exactly what they wanted, to get the ball back out of halftime. They get an opportunity to chip away at that lead.
Looks like Sam Parker out to punt that ball up. Good little pit. Punt. Hamlin looks like he called for a fair catch. I didn't see that. But they'll start on the 29-yard line. And, boy, like you said, Brian, boy, they had a lot of good things going for them. They had a lot of great little short slant passes that they capitalized on. It's just those 1 or 2 turnovers that, boy, just kept shutting down that offensive side of things.
Yeah, 2 interceptions and a fumble, right? And the fumble from Fiafia was just one of those plays where he's trying to stretch it out and make a big play even bigger. And so it's self-inflicted stuff from Farmington that's fixable. That's the good news. The bad news is you got a really tough Lone Peak defense coming at you.
Peterson, plenty of time in the pocket. He goes out and into the hands of one of the receivers. That looks like that was Kava Fiafia.
The intended receiver. Defending on the play, number 6, Tele Afu.
And then a lot of times you'll hear on broadcast, don't let a play beat you twice. For Kava Fiafia, he's had some bobbles, uncharacteristic plays, really. He's been so stellar and steady for them all year. He's just a junior. He's going to be an outstanding player for this program moving forward.
Peterson sends Burton in motion. He's got Love to his backfield. Looking to pass. Just looking for Hamlin here on the near side and just not on the same page of where that ball should have been.
Yeah, not sure if that one was just a little bit of miss with the mechanics or whatnot. Throws it well out of bounds. You know, and maybe it was one of those plays where he saw early on that it wasn't going to be able to connect, and so he just got rid of the ball. I say it probably too often. I'm sure people get sick of it, but live to play another play. Don't make that critical mistake that takes you out of the game.
This will bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Phoenix. Peterson under some pressure. He bobbles that ball. Oh, and his lineman, that's number 72, Maxwell Racker, that jumped on that ball. It'll bring up a 4th down and about 16 for the Phoenix, and this will bring on their punting team.
It was a good job of Peterson to escape the pressure because Lone Peak had brought the house with that one, and luckily his offensive lineman falls on the ball, and they're going to punt this one away.
Isaac Fanua back for the Knights to receive. Bynum gets this kick off. Good kick. Fanu picks up that ball off the hop, cuts back to the near side, and finally taken down about the 32-yard line, where Kepa and this Lone Peak offense will take over.
Yeah, good job there by that Farmington coverage team to limit any kind of return. We talked about Fanua. He is explosive. He can get loose. He can make defenders miss, especially in the open field. He's a smaller guy. He's just 5'9", but good job by them to limit any kind of return. And now, to your point, Brad, Kepa Niumatolu and his offense will have great starting field position as they come out for their second drive of the half.
Looks like there was a flag on the play. We'll look to see what that flag will bring. We'd like to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors, PKJ Design Group, landscape architects and planners, quality, innovative, and environmental design. Thank you, PKJ. And a big penalty against the Knights. Blindside block, which is going to set that ball back 15 yards for that penalty. Looks like he'll bring up 1st down and 10 now on the 22-yard line.
You know, that credit we gave to Lone Peak for the great field position gets taken back a bit. Saw some extracurriculars. Didn't see the blindside block, though.
Tahi out to the near side. Oh, and a great tackle by number 6, Western Stewart, on that Phoenix defense.
And Stewart does a nice job of coming downhill from the safety position. It's, you know, we talk about post safeties. They're playing that post for a reason, right? You want to try to stop a post route, but you're posted up trying to stop the defense as well. That's the part we don't talk about enough. He does a great job coming downhill and making the great tackle.
Kepa hands it off, and that Phoenix defense shuts that down. That's Kava Fia on that stop. Looks like there's another flag out on the play.
Yeah, and I think this one's going to be another hold against Lone Peak. Excuse me, another penalty against Lone Peak. I think this one's going to be for a hold. Sorry, I was way off on that one.
Looks like Lone Peak gets their yardage back from their penalty, which will give the Knights a 1st down on the 37-yard line. 8:38 left here in the 3rd quarter.
From the 37-yard line, 1st and 10.
You're up this much, Brian. 26-7 over the Phoenix. How much do you want to give away in this game to prep and get ready for the next game?
I think it's an interesting conversation because on one hand, at this point in the season, you should have most of your playbook installed. You should have most of your, your route trees and your combinations and things of that nature in and operating. But I think there are always little wrinkles that coaches want to throw in for the next opponent to have to prepare for. I think those are the kinds of things that is maybe you get a little bit later in the 3rd quarter you want to work in. And realistically, I think for this Lone Peak team, it's about getting reps because they have been off for that additional week.
Kappa back to throws, has a receiver. And a nice 11-yard reception on the far side by Seth Woolley.
He picks up first down for the Knights.
Yeah, easy to find where Seth Woolley is on the field with those bright orange cleats, but he's also a terrific athlete. Been waiting for him to make one of those catches for a little bit now today. And you can see as he jogs off the field, job well done. As he picks up the first down, and again, we talk about the conversation, how much do you really try to prepare for next week versus what you've got going on this week? And that may be part of it as well, as guys that you want to try and get some confidence and get ready to play.
Kappa rolls back here to the near side, getting some great block by his front line. Throws his ball up. He's got Pula. Oh, in and out of the hands. Would have been a call to the house. Great throw by Kepa to just get that ball rolling out. Fantastic play that didn't happen.
And it's one of those plays that you're going to watch on film on Monday, and just both of those guys are going to wish they could have gotten it done. It was a great effort by Kepa Niumaitolu to throw the ball out there. Sharon Pula just not able to reel it in, and you can see him on the sideline right now, hands on hips, and he wishes he could have that one back. But nevertheless, I think that's what this offense has been missing, is that kind of ability.
Oh, great tackle by number 3, Hayes Smith, on that Phoenix defense for a loss of about 4 on that play. Boy, this defense is sure stepping up this series.
And playing assignment sound and disciplined, and that's really been a lot of what their culture and their MO has been as a team and in a program. You see Lone Peak trying to catch him off guard with a little misdirection. You see Kepa out there on the far end jumping up, trying to distract guys, but no one was fooled on this Farmington defense. Now an opportunity to get a good third down stop.
Isaac Fanu in the backfield with Kepa. Third down and 14. Kepa, plenty of time, has a guy wide open. It's a broken coverage. A pickup of about 20 on that completion. That's Thomas Harrigan on that completion.
And listen, that's part of the benefit of having so much talent out there, is you're worried about Kenan Pula, you're worrying about Jaron Pula, you're worrying about Woolley, you're worrying about Ledger Holmes, you're worrying about all these guys. And the one guy you don't think about is the one that's wide open there in the middle of the zone. And it's a great job by Kepa to find him and make the throw. It's an easy pitch and catch for a first down.
Great catch by the senior. Kepa keeps that ball, moves that ball up the field, picks up about 5 or 6 on that carry.
He picks up 5
it's just a simple zone read, but you can see the athleticism and really the power from Kevin Niumaitolu. That it was a part of his game that even as a sophomore, I think surprised people, is he can run the ball extremely well. He's such a prolific passer. He's always been so good at that aspect of the game, but he does have a lot of skill on the ground as well.
Boy, just a young athlete with such a great frame, 6'1", 205, little play action. He rolls out, he's surveying, he's got his guy open, and that is caught by Kenapula for a Knight touchdown.
It's time for a Pula dance in the end zone as Kepa finds his guy, throws a perfect ball, hits him in stride, and Cannon gets on the board with the touchdown. And man, it is a party down here in Alpine as Lone Peak puts another touchdown up on the board, 32-7, pending that PAT.
Looks like they're giving the Lone Peak a little sideline warning. Looks like they're going to go for 2 to see if they can convert on the third attempt here with a 2-point conversion. Kepa under center. Oh, nice fake, rolls out to the near side. Can't get his guy free, and he's got him free. Pula for the 2-point conversion. A flag on the play, but I think that is going to be a defensive hold.
And a penalty marker is down.
And they'll take the conversion. And listen, I don't blame any defender who's trying a little extra activity out there we don't call it cheating, we call it winning creatively. And when you have to deal with the Pula twins,
The result of the try is good.
I'm going to wave it off anyways, but a great job of patience, waiting to find your guy right when you need to, and delivering a strike from from Kepa Nimatolu to Kenan Pula.
.451 left in the third quarter. We want to thank another one of our Lone Peak sponsors, National Auto Plaza, where you can find the best deals on the best cars, trucks, and SUVs with our legendary $3,500 rebates. And Kessler Allaire, for a range of reasons, called Kessler Allaire Insurance Services.
Orthodontic scoreboard after that Jaron Pula 2-point conversion.
Jake Barker will do the kicking duties once again for the Knights.
That kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. Phoenix take
See
over.
the kickoff there goes back for a touchback, and now as we see Lone Peak come out defensively, Farmington looking to get anything going in terms of a drive, try and just generate some momentum, and then go from there. It's been a little bit of a struggle here in the second half. You know, they started off the game quickly, wanted to get the ball, and then it was turnover before they could get a score on the board. That's part of why they ended up in this hole. For now, I think it's just try and find a rhythm offensively.
Peterson hands off to Love. Love keeps those feet turning and picks up 4 on that carry.
Number 2, Drew Love, the ball carrier. He's stopped by number 33, Gabe Sutton.
Part of what's so admirable about Drew Love, he's not a huge back, but he runs powerfully. You see him trying to fight for those additional yards. And again, Farmington just needs to generate some momentum, get some confidence going on this drive, try and move the football.
Oh, better pick that up. Ref called that a forward pass. I thought that maybe was a backward pass, ruled for an incompletion.
I apologize. It's actually Kava Fiafia out there, quarterback, that's threw that one. So Farmington trying a little.
Yeah, usually when Fiafia's in there, he's running that wildcat formation when they're down on the 4, 5, 6 yard line.
Third down, Phoenix.
Fiafia has time, he rolls. Boy, his kid can run. Picks up about 11, 12 on the carry and gives the Phoenix a first down.
A much needed first down, and I think to your point, Brad, he can get it done so well with his legs. It's part of the reason why you maybe think about making this switch. He's played quarterback a lot this year. He does, but often out of that wildcat formation. You want to try and give your offense an advantage here. Hopefully do some zone read, make those defenders have to think a lot more.
Got Hamlin here to the near side. Oh, that ball is just thrown over the head of Nilsson, his intended target.
Ball incomplete. Tanner Nielsen, the intended receiver. Number 21, Toa, Tony Vasa, defending.
On that note, you see the end to the Kava Fiafia experience at quarterback, and in comes Will Peterson. I think the big thing is that you got the start, you got a first down, now your drive's going, so now you have an opportunity to try a few different things in the playbook that maybe you haven't earlier, and try and spread the ball out a little bit more in the throw game.
Peterson back in. He scrambles. Oh, and he gets hit once again. That wasn't Grimmer. I can't see that number on 7? 0.
He is sacked by number 0, Tag Zundel.
Tag Zundel for a great tackle.
Tag Zundel's done a good job all day of just really scrapping to get in the backfield from the edge position there, and it's an 8-yard loss. It actually looked like a little bit more there, but he just dove at the legs of Will Peterson and took out any opportunity he had of scrambling or running, and put this Farmington offense in a deep hole.
Tyrunyon and Hamblin here to the near side. Peterson, in and out of the hands of a Lone Peak defender, which will bring up a 4th down and a lot for the Farmington Phoenix.
Yeah, just a little bit behind the receiver there as he was trying to find Gavin Burton there on the kind of deep slant route, and that was almost a play where you're lucky that it didn't fall into the hands of a Lone Peak defender. They seem to have a knack of turning those tip balls and those deflected balls into interceptions. Now another dangerous situation here for Farmington. They're kicking to Fonua.
Ball's up. It's going to bounce on the ground, and they're just scattering. And the Phoenix will pick it up on the 31, where Kepa and the Lone Peak offense will take over with 2:45 left in the third quarter. Knights leading 34-7. I'd like to give a big shout out to another Lone Peak sponsor, Johnston Law. It starts up front with a winning team. Johnston Law has been helping businesses succeed at every stage for over 15 years. Call or text today at 801-980-5300 and mention Lone Peak Wins. And they're doing a good job of that tonight.
And it's been Lone Peak basically from start to finish, from turnovers to touchdowns.
Cap a little play action going deep. He's got Pula down with a great reception on the 20-yard line for Kenapula, but he is shaken up on that play. Not a good sign for the Lone Peak, and we'll have a injury timeout, and we'll step aside here on the KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back in. It's good to see Kennan walk off on his own power. Hopefully that was just maybe a cramp or getting the wind knocked out on a great reception. Gives the Lone Peak Knights first down on the 20. Kepa looking to throw. Still plenty of time. Short little pass. Looked like he might have just been looking to dump that pass.
And it's something that you see a lot of these off-platform throwers get in that habit of moving around and kind of side-arming those throws. And, it's been so popularized by the Patrick Mahomeses and Baker Mayfields and all these other quarterbacks that love to get out and throw those misdirection throws. You see him just try to get it in the area of a receiver there, but really the outstanding play was the 50-yard completion, the one before. We found Kenan Pula.
Kepa hands it off for a nice strong run. Fanua for a pickup of about 8.
You've seen those big bodies up front for Lone Peak starting to wear down the Farmington defenders, and that's a easy 7-yard pickup against a defense that's been stingy all day long for Fanua.
Brings down a 3rd down and 3. Hands off to Barney. Barney trucks one guy, picks up about 4 or 5, and a first down for the Knights. Boy, he is a bruiser.
He's a load, and he's a powerful runner, but also once you get him going downhill, he's really hard to stop. He's got great straight line speed, and he's not going to juke anybody out of their shoes, but he might run you over. And he gets him inside the 10-yard line now, so you've got 1st and goal here for Lone Peak. 34-7 with about a minute left here in the third quarter.
2 in the backfield. Scott looks out to the far side. Intended receiver was Thomas Hergetz. Brings up a 2nd down and goal for the Knights.
For Lone Peak again, under a minute there's 59.5 seconds on the clock. You can afford to take your time here, make sure you get everything set up. Don't make any mistakes. All your options are on the table here.
Kappa keeps, barrels his way up and picks up 3 or 4
Number 12,
on that rush.
With the keeper, he's stopped by number 9, Cash Taylor.
Do you think Coach is just running clock down? Keeping
From the
Farmington off that
7-yard
field?
Third down and
Yeah, I think
goal
there's
for the
some of that
Knights.
going on. I think really what it is you want to make sure your offense is executing the things that and you understand this, having coached for years, so much of it about is getting those reps in, getting the execution, right? And yeah, you do have the pull, so you can pretty much go for a touchdown anytime you want. Also, you want to get guys doing the right stuff for when you need it.
Little pitch option out there to Tahi. Tahi's brought down at the 4-yard line. And that looks like that will do it for the third quarter of action here at Lone Peak High School, where the Knights lead 34-7 over the Farmington Phoenix. We'll be right back here on KSL Sports Rewind.
That's the end.
We welcome back in as we've got a lot of students here at Lone Peak dressed up. I actually had to go ask these young men, what are you dressed up as? Looks like a bunch of purple blobs or grapes, but it had something to do with the Clash Royale gamer app that you play on your phone, and I'm probably too old to understand that. Glad to see the student body. We had a costume judging contest at halftime, and I probably couldn't even tell you 90% of what those costumes were down there.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of getting out to these games. I think I learn more than the kids do in school sometimes about what's popular and what's interesting. We saw Dobby the House Elf won a costume contest, but we also had the Wet Bandits from Home Alone and Buddy the Elf. So the variety today has been outstanding, much like it has been with that Lone Peak offense. They've scored in a variety of manners.
Brings up a 4th down. Oh, yeah, a little bit of reverse, a little pass, going back to Keppa. Touchdown, Knights. Love that creativity.
Double reverse. And at the end, number 7, Roger Holmes throws to number 12.
The city of Philadelphia will be proud of the Lone Peak Knights as they come up with their own version of the special to get Kepani Matolu a touchdown reception in addition to the multiple touchdown passes he's had today. Just an outstanding performance. I'll leave it up to Vince and crew. They can decide if that's worthy of a top 5 or not. But I tell you what, this performance today from the Lone Peak offense is absolutely a top 10 performance.
Yeah, and I talked to Coach about that coming in with 3 losses in a row to a very, very tough Region 3, and he says we just got to get back and find who we are. We know what we can do. We know where we can be. This is a good game for us to come out and find that.
Hey, it's a team that's experienced some injuries. I think Cruz Christensen did a great job stepping in as the backup quarterback and providing some opportunity to keep them in the games. But really, you can see how much the sauce makes the meal when it's Kepani Matolu out there cooking. And he can do it in all phases. I mean, he has a touchdown pass. He can probably have a touchdown run. He has a touchdown catch. And you can see that this offense is having fun and enjoying themselves. And that is an important part about it, too. Like, I know people love to talk about the physicality and the toughness, but game days are supposed to be fun in football, and sometimes we forget about that aspect. And right now, this Lone Peak team is having a lot of fun, especially offensively.
We want to thank another one of our Lone Peak sponsors. doTERRA is a proud sponsor. doTERRA. Corrected again on that. Thank you for our cameraman correcting me. Is a proud sponsor of Lone Peak football. For products helping athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness. Go to doTERRA.com. Thank you for being a Lone Peak sponsor. As I get a thumbs up from our cameraman on the 3rd try. That brings the score 41-7 for the Knights with 11:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Hamblin receives it on the 1 yard line, carries it up to the far side, trying to get around the edge, and finally gets pushed out around the 20-yard line, where that
ball returned by number
Phoenix
4,
offense
Hamblin.
will
He's
start.
by number 23, Gabe
Brian,
Hamblin. Phoenix take over.
fourth quarter, you're down a lot. This is about pride for the Farmington Phoenix, coming out and playing to the very end.
I actually think I need to ask you the question, Coach, because I think this is an area where you have a lot of experience. What's the motivational speech here?
Yeah, listen,
20 yards, first and 10, Phoenix.
just that. Go out and represent. Go out and represent Farmington, right? Not just yourself, but represent the school, the student body, the fans that traveled all the way down here. Go play 4 quarters and, make it proud.
Yeah.
Make it proud to be a Farmington Phoenix.
To number 2.
It's one of those things. There's a lot of seniors on this Farmington team where this very well could be their last game. A lot of that is beyond your control when you're a player. And so it's how do you want to go out? How do you want to finish? And I think for Farmington, it's let's get a sustained drive. Let's get a first down. Let's start small. Let's get a couple yards here, and let's build off of that and let the chips fall, and maybe something goes in our direction. Although I tell you what, that night defense is just
Boy, they've
suffocating.
looked absolutely impressive tonight, led by Tony Grimmer and that defensive side of things. Just a yard pickup for Drew Love on that carry brings up a 3rd down and 7.
And we talk a lot about Tony Grimmer, and for good reason. He is the leader of this defense, but it's guys like Bridger Dunn there on the defensive line that have been outstanding. Tag Zundel had a big sack. You see the chaos that they're trying to just create there. A lot of credit to Will Peterson, because he's had to read a lot of real interesting coverages and deal with a lot of different pressures, and he's done a pretty admirable job of doing that.
Nice little 12-yard pickup, reception made by Gavin Burton. As they go into the hurry-up offense, Peterson throws out to the middle. He's got Nelson again with another catch, a pickup of 14.
Peterson completes to number 5.
And the Phoenix are clicking here with 10:15 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, analytics are strongly in favor of any drives that have an explosive play, which is 15 yards or more. See Farmington up and ready to go, trying to use tempo to their advantage.
Peterson drops. He keeps it. He tucks that ball. Cuts out to the outside, picks up 7 on the carry.
You love the aggressiveness by Peterson on that one. You kind of wish he would have slid a little bit, but it's last game of the season, possibly. So we'll cut him a little slack on that one. But you're seeing that Farmington's found some rhythm now. Got to try and capitalize and finish this drive.
2nd down and 3, short little pass to the far side, which will pick up another first down for the Phoenix. That's number 84, Ty Runyon on the reception.
Ty Runyon, Gabe Sutton, and Dalton Broadbent on the stop.
A lot of this tempo is negating the things that Lone Peak has done so well. It's the pressure, right? It's the pass rushes. See, they're bringing 6 on this play.
Great pickup by Drew. Just up and over his intended receiver, which Runyon.
The intended receiver.
Drew Love did a fantastic job of picking up that blitz. That extra guy came in, gave Peterson just a little extra time, but just put a little bit too much zip on that ball.
And so much about offensive play is about rhythm, and I think you understand this through years of coaching lacrosse, that there is almost an unseen feel that has to flow to everything, right? And timing, and when you're executing, and if something just isn't right on, it can lead to an incompletion, missed pass, whatever it is.
Pass falls short and incomplete. That was Gavin Burton, the intended receiver. Yeah, I really think right from the get-go of this, right, with those 3 turnovers that first half, it really just kind of took them out of their rhythm on that. The Phoenix has done well really for 2.5 quarters of protecting that ball as Peterson runs to pick up. Looks like another first down.
Yeah, and they've done this all game. They've picked up multiple thirds and long, and I don't know. We don't have live statistics, which is kind of a shame because I'd love to see what the third down conversion is. And I bet if you looked at the number of plays run, Farmington's probably run more plays than Lone Peak has, and I'm almost positive time in possession is close to being in their favor, although that third quarter was a little bit tough. And so those 3 early mistakes early on just really put them behind.
Looks like Fia back in the quarterback position. Short little pass as he is hit, and Nilsson, if he just had another half a second on that, he had a wide open Tanner Nilsson on the 10-yard line.
The intended receiver, Gabe Sutton and Justin Thayer with heavy pressure on the QB.
Yeah, it is Gabe Sutton, Justin Thayer with the pressure on that one. And again, we've talked about a few guys on the defense, but this is a unit where they don't have the stellar prospects, the next level, but they are well coached, well rounded, and they compete.
Gets that ball out. That is up and in, and intercepted and then dropped. Almost another turnover for the Phoenix. I want to give a big shout out to all those outside the state of Utah watching our game live here on KSL Sports Rewind. Big shout out to Grandma and Grandpa Grimmer up in Oregon. Your family says hello from Utah. Brings up a 3rd down and 10. Love goes in motion. Short little pass to the far side. That's Luke McGiven with the reception. Pickup of about 5.
On the stop for the night.
And they played the third down sounder here in the stadium, but this was 4-down territory almost no matter what for Farmington, I think. And they'll go for it here on 4th down. And you mentioned the fact that we have people watching all over the place and players that have been all over the place. It's a little bit of a throwback to see Arami Kaili on the defense there for Lone Peak. And he's a player that I remember watching for Bingham in years past, and seeing the travels and places that guys end up to, it really speaks to what a community this sport is, and this Lone Peak program and what they've been able to do with that.
And we got a timeout on the field with 7:56 left here in the 4th quarter. We'll step aside here on the KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back in. 4th down and 6 for the Phoenix. Got Drew Love in the backfield. Peterson takes the snap, short little pass over here to the near side. And that's Drew Love. Finally gets out of bounds. And enough for a Phoenix 1st down.
Forced out of bounds by number 21, Toa Donubasa.
Maybe we should just tell the Phoenix that it's 3rd or 4th down and not 1st and 2nd, because they have done just absolutely fantastic on that 3rd and 4th down.
And a lot of that is just the confidence in a multi-year starter with Will Peterson, who's been starting games since he was a junior. And this has been the kind of drive, this is really who this Farmington team was. It's why I thought this was going to be a much closer game than it is right now, as they go bring in the heavy package here. Short yardage.
Peterson keeps short little pass out to Love and just met instantly by that Lone Peak defense. And maybe just a couple of games out there in the state of Utah tonight. We were the first ones starting this Friday night off. Got a great game at Syracuse. Westlake 28, the Titans 28. Harriman 62, taking care of the Weber Warriors up north. And Mountain Ridge 21-14. That's an interesting of those scores we've read off tonight.
Yeah, Mountain Ridge has been outstanding all year. Already faced Riverton once during region play, and I'm not surprised. The Silver Wolves have a knack to really play up once playoffs come around.
That's their 2nd of that.
And we'll step aside on this timeout to pay one of our sponsors.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top tier.
I don't know if I got enough time. This is such a long commercial.
We want to make sure we mention great sponsors like Levitt Select Insurance, Maha's Construction.
Welcome back in. 7:43 left in the fourth quarter. Give you a few more updates on some scores throughout the state. Skyridge 35, Copper Hills 3, and it's the Cavemen that are down 14-17 of the Lehigh Pioneers. And up north, the Davis Darts taking care of business 21-7 for the Darts. Second down and 10 for the Phoenix. As Peterson just keeps that ball up here to the near side, picks up 7. Bring up a short third down for the Phoenix. And boy, you think they would be hurrying this offense up with short time on the clock.
Third down 3 for the Phoenix.
Love again in the backfield. Power formation here to the right. They send Nilsson to the left. A flag comes off, and it's going to be on the Lone Peak Knights.
Defense number 31.
The encroachments on the night be half the distance to the goal line, which will bring up a third down and 1 for the Phoenix. Nilsson goes in motion, hands off to left, up to the right side, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Farmington.
Picks up the touchdown for the Phoenix.
Drew Love punches it in from 1 yard away. 2 yards away. Gets the Farmington Phoenix on the board here in the fourth quarter. And the score may not be in their favor, but what an outstanding finish for Love. He's been an impressive player for this program and adds another chapter to his story as a Farmington Phoenix.
And kicks that is up. It is good.
With 6:50 remaining.
With 6:50 remaining in the fourth quarter.
14.
The Lone Peak Knights leading 41-14. We will step aside here on the KSL Sports Rewind.
Isaac Vanilla back to receive.
Great drive by the Farmington Phoenix here in the fourth quarter. In and out to kick. Imagine this is to try a little onside kick again. It gets past the 10 and it just goes right out of bounds. Great play
Penalty marker is down
for Kenan Pula just to let that ball go right out of play. Coach Brian, you're up.
Yeah, I watched that play, and I'm dumbfounded because Kenan Pula looks like he can just levitate at times. It's so easy for him to just elevate and jump out of the way. You and I have had a hard time getting up the stairs today, and I think it speaks to the talent and the level of athleticism of the kids who are out here competing. And it's not just the Pulas and the Kepanimatolus and the Drew Loves. There's a lot of talent just across the board for both of these teams, and a lot of kids that don't get the same acknowledgement and recognition.
Looks like they've brought Cruz Christensen in. That was number 36, Mason Crawley, with a nice carry up the middle for a first down for the Knights, and Coach Brockbank going to his bench here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we saw Crawley be targeted earlier as a wide receiver, but you can see the skills as a running back as well. He's just a junior. It's an opportunity to get him a few more snaps. 5'9", 165. He definitely plays bigger than his measurements, and it's a great hole and a great job for him to pick up the gain.
Yeah, and Cruz Christensen's very, very comfortable. And that ball was fumbled on that handoff. And it looks like, let's see who jumped on that.
Farmington says they have it.
Farmington picks up the ball on the first turnover on the Knights this afternoon.
And that's part of the reason why you want to try and get some of your younger players these reps, right? You know, at this point in the game, 6:10 left on the clock. It's going to be extremely difficult. I might even say it would take a miracle at this point for Farmington to get back into it. I'm not saying it's not possible, but you want to get those guys reps and get them comfortable, have a teaching moment in that one. You turn the ball over, but
First and 10,
for
Phoenix.
Farmington, you got to look at it as an opportunity.
Looks like Farmington has also put in a number of their young players in the backfield. For the first time tonight is Luke Kunstler.
23. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
This penalty will set the Phoenix back 5. Be first down and 15.
In one of those situations where you want to try and get as many of your seniors snaps as you possibly can.
First and 15, Phoenix.
Got 23, Cameron Collard down here on the near side, senior. Ball is handed off and picks up about 4
Luke Kunzler, the ball carrier.
on the carrier. It's once again Luke Kunstler.
He's stopped by number 81, Preston Pratt, and 95, Safi Fanula.
And picks up 4 on the play. Leaves them a yard short of where they originally started this drive before the penalty.
Second down 11 for the Phoenix.
See that clock will tick down, and Farmington content to just run the offense.
Fia on a short little pass pickup of about 7 on that, which will bring up
Peterson
a
completes to
third
number
and
0,
about
Kava
3 or
Fia
4.
Fia. Stopped by
But as we
number
know, they've done
27,
well on
Joe
third downs tonight.
They have, and I think Will Peterson is one of those guys.
for the Phoenix.
It looks like they brought Will Peterson out, and we're going to see Alton Dahl, the junior backup, in on this play.
Penalty marker before the play.
Dahl comes right off the bench and gets the
Further snap.
offsides from the defense. Great job.
It's a 5-yard
Picks
penalty,
up the first
so he picks up
down.
the first down.
So again,
Listen, I love 5 free yards. Any way you can get it, especially when it picks up a first down.
absolutely, just great job by Dahl. And he's familiar with this place. He started the game previously, and
First and 10.
he's a junior. He does feel like he's the future of this Farmington offense at the quarterback position. It's good to get him some more reps here in the playoffs.
Short little pass out here. It's number 7, Bangor startup. Senior getting
Alton
a little bit of
Dahl
action
completes to
this
number 7,
afternoon.
Binger startup.
And you asked earlier, as a coach, what do I do in game situations like this, especially knowing that, this is the last time these seniors will be out on the field, and it's more, the brotherhood that takes place in sports, or the sisterhood on it. But it's first and foremost about the student athlete. And as coaches, you got to remember that. And Coach Fia doing a great job trying to get some of his seniors kind of one of those last moments before they walk off this field this afternoon. Dahl, short little pass, which is going to pick up a first down. That looked like that was Kava Fia on the reception.
Kava Fia. He's stopped by number 40, Dalton Broadbent.
3:51 left and counting
After that 5-yard gain.
here in the fourth
first and
quarter.
10 for the Phoenix.
Phoenix stay in their hurry-up offense. Looks like he's got Kunstler in the backfield. Look, and gets that ball out quick. That's number 32, Isaac Hogue, a senior, 6'5", 220 pounds, with a nice
He's stopped by
reception.
number 40, Dalton Broadbent. Second down and 2 for the Phoenix.
Brings up a second down and short. Dahl. Short little pass to the far side, just in and out of the hands of his receiver. It's Brock Johnson, senior.
Yeah, just the ball that went through the hands of the receiver. And as you can see, Alton Dahl has full command of this offense. He's leading another really good drive, just like Will Peterson did previously.
Dahl sets back. Oh, he's got pressure. It looked like that was number 91, Bridger Dunn, with a sack loss.
8-yard loss on that play.
Yeah, I believe that was number 99, Tali Telkiahu on the sack. Just a sophomore, but he is a long-levered player at 6'5", 240. Tai is a name that I think we're going to hear a lot in the next few years out here at Lone Peak.
Lone Peak's got a number of their younger players out there on the field. Kunstler just carries that ball up. That was 4th down on that play, and the Lone Peak Knights will take over on downs around the 41-yard line with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in fourth quarter action.
And Lone Peak
Let's see if we can
downs, and that's officially a turnover.
take a look at some more scores. Some 5A action. Springville 14, Spanish Fork 7. West Jordan 0, Bountiful Redhawks 7. Looks like the Box Elders are taking care of the Longhorn 28-0 up there in Box Elder. And a close one up there at Fremont High School. The Silverwolves lead 17-13 over the Alta Hawks. And Woods Cross 7, Olympus 6. I expect that one to be a pretty good game. Christensen back in, hands off. Nice pickup of 11. That was number 36, Mason Crawley, with 11-yard gain.
And that clock winds down, so we're under 2 minutes to play here, and
from the 48-yard line of the Phoenix,
I think we're pretty much in hand here. As Lone Peak will likely just hand the ball off a few more times.
As we have just a short minute and a half left, Brian, we need to start talking possibly who that tab helmet sticker player of the game is. And boy, there is a number of people that we could give that to.
Yeah, it was an impressive start to finish effort on the part of Lone Peak, and it was the early touchdown return for interception that it got the party started. You could point at either one of the Pula twins have had stellar games tonight. We talked a lot about Tate Barney, Tony Grimmer.
Grimmer on the defensive side, just so impressive. Another handoff and a great defensive tackle by number 56, Easton Hunt, on that Phoenix defense.
And Tavita Maunga, the one to get the party started, so to speak, with the interception that he took all the way back to the end zone. And no offense to Tavita, he had a lot of open field. He did a great job of making sure the turf monster didn't tackle him. I used to say that I could probably run that one back, but that's definitely not the case anymore.
Christensen right under center just takes a knee. And that will do it. As 20 seconds run off the clock as these teams get ready to shake hands, and really what a just dominant performance from start to finish from the Lone Peak Knights. Those 3 early turnovers really set the tone for this game. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, a complete game, really, from Lone Peak in all phases. Manufactured a few turnovers defensively. Were able to manufacture a few great drives offensively. Did it in a variety of ways. And Lone Peak walks out of here victorious on this Halloween playoff Friday. And the task is just gets more difficult as they have a goal to eventually head 40 minutes north and meet up in Rice-Eccles Stadium for the state semifinals.
And now we'll give out your Tab Helmet Sticker Player of the Game. And Brian, I'm gonna let you decide on this because I could go either way with a number of them. Who is your Tab Helmet Sticker Player of the Game?
Well, I'm going to go with Tavita Maunga because he started the game off with the interception, took it all the way back to the touchdown. But you could give it to a number of players, I think, from this Lone Peak squad. It was a complete team win, without a doubt.
Great performance by Munga and that Lone Peak defense. I'm Brad Searle with Brian on the call. That will do it for us here on this Halloween night as the Lone Peak Knights take the game 41-14 over the Farmington Phoenix. We wish everyone a safe and happy Halloween.